Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're going to be installing the access bed cover for the 2020 Jeep Gladiator. This is the cover that will work with many of the bed racks out there. So without further ado, let's get going.
Dream big, 'cause boy, you're gonna make it. Stand tall, there's a higher road you're taking. Let go of everything that you know and be wild in the mystery.
All right, so before we get going on installing this bed cover, I want to take a quick moment to really thank everybody that has supported the channel so far. We really appreciate the support. If you have not started following the channel and you're new here, please consider hitting the subscribe button, as we're always putting new videos out for you. So why did I decide to go with this access tonneau cover? There's a couple different reasons. We will be getting a bed rack for the Gladiator in probably September. There's a company we're working with that is designing a really sweet system, so make sure you stay tuned for that video. But we wanted to make sure that we had a tonneau cover that would work with that system. You know, I've talked about a couple times on this channel, I'm in real estate. I'm constantly putting stuff inside my truck, and it's kind of a pain in the butt, especially if I have a client that needs to ride and we need to go see houses. So I would love to be able to store stuff in the bed. As we know, the tailgate does lock on these Gladiators, so that's why I personally wanted a tonneau cover. So let's go ahead and open this thing up and see what we got inside the box. Okay, so before we get started, this is part number 37019 for the 2020 Jeep Gladiator with the 5-foot bed. Obviously, I know that that's all they have right now, but who knows what Jeep's gonna come out with if you watch this in the future. Fancy. So as you open the box, it's actually, this is a better quality than I was expecting. Comes in one piece. Got a little parts. That's it. So we got our instruction booklet and our parts bag. Let's see what the parts bag consists of. So looks like we've got some clamps, some weather sealing, more clamps, more weather sealing. Whew, it is hot out here. So first off, you can see these clamps are pretty heavy duty. Aluminum, so they're nice and light. Now I do not have the bed rail system on my Gladiator, so this is the kit for the non-bed rail systems. Now we'll see. I do know that the bed rack that I'm getting can utilize the bed rail, so we might get it later, just because the MOLLE panels can attach to it and everything else, especially when we start really overlanding, but we'll see. All right, so we have two separate rails. Okay, so let's start installing this bad boy. So you've got two separate rails. I'll get up close and show you. This portion of the rail is going to mount to the inside of the bed, and that's why we like this system for having a rack, because the tonneau cover's on the inside. That way the rack can sit up on top of the bed. Just sits right in there. It's all laser etched, so that it fits really nice. We're gonna take our clamps, and there is 6 clamps. So obviously one right here, one down at the other end. So you're gonna want a 1/2-inch impact socket. And just snug it up a little bit so we can get the other ones installed. All right, now one of the problems I know that I'm going to run into is I mounted my CB antenna inside of the bed. So which I'm going to do a video on this CB setup a little bit later, because I've had a couple questions on Instagram about my CB setup, so we'll probably do that in a separate video. If anybody is interested in that, throw it down in the comment sections. It's a pretty slick system, pretty easy to install. So for now, we're just gonna let that hang down. I think I'm going to be able to drill into this and install it that way. Yeah, because it looks like this is gonna clear right here at the corner. So if I drill a hole here, we'll see what it looks like when we get the actual cover installed. I wanna make sure these are lined up in the correct spot. All right, same thing as the other side, 3 clamps. All right, I wanna take it handheld real quick because I want you to see. Make sure that this is as high as you can get it, because what you're trying to do is get that as level as you can. It's not perfectly level, but it's a lot more level than it was the first time I put it on there. All right, so next, the bed cover is gonna go on. Line these guys up. Make sure that you undo the little buckle. Let that hang down in the bed for later. Okay, so the footage got erased somehow for the rest of the install on the bed cover. So I was just editing the video. I know it's a little bit past when I made the video because now I think it's 68 degrees today, much more comfortable than it was the day I made this video. But the cover has been installed for a little while, so I figured, you know what, while I'm editing this thing, we might as well finish the footage that I did have, and now I can give you an honest review now that I've had the cover. I think it's been 4 weeks since I installed the cover, so I can give you a pretty honest review. So where we left off was installing the mounting brackets for the cover. Pretty easy to install. Basically, there is a little bolt carrier that slides into a rail, as you can see right in here, and you just have to monkey with it until you can get it to line up. Probably what I would do if I did it again is actually install this first while this is on the ground. That way you can line it up a whole lot easier. Then simply after you get that tight, you just mount. There's a little hole right here, and this is your adjustment for the cover to get it level. Like I said, it's a pretty easy install. It's a very nice cover. I'll roll it up real quick for you, and I can show you can even do it with one hand. So it follows the bed rail. And then for securing it, simply just snaps down. Now right here, you've got your one pull, and it just flops right back up. So for extra security measure on this side, they have another, let's get this to focus, there you go. So they have another locking position that you can lock it for both sides to keep them locked. And then with the Gladiator, with the truck locked, you can't open this, so it's really hard to access. Now obviously somebody can cut this and we're gonna have issues, but I doubt anybody's gonna do that. So I would say overall, this is a very well put together cover with it all secured. It doesn't flap around much. I've took it through the car wash many times already. I have an unlimited pass at one of our local car washes, and it has not damaged it at all and gets it pretty clean. Like I said, the reason that I really like this cover is because once we have our bed rack installed, it's going to be able to work with this tonneau cover, and we're going to be able to have be able to protect our cargo when we're out on the trail. Now, I am going to be installing the bed rail system for the new rack that's getting installed. So I don't know what I'm going to have to do with this cover at that point, because it's going to be a different mounting option. So I'm going to have to look up what the kit is for the cover for the trail rail system, and when I put the rail or the rack on, I'm going to do a full detailed install of that bed rack system from the company that's making it. I cannot talk about it yet. I cannot wait to get the rack and get the prototype on here and see, you know, give them an honest review. And yeah, you'll have to wait for that video. But I don't know what it's gonna look like at that point, but we'll find out when we get it. So I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you have any questions about the XS bed cover, let me know. If you want to pick one up, Milt at Extreme Truck and Auto can definitely help you out. I will throw his information down in the description. Future videos for you. I've had a couple people ask me to make a driving oh my gosh, I cannot talk. They want to know the oh my gosh, I can't say that word. Characteristics. I don't know. The driving style. Wow, that was a big fail. They want to know the driving style of the Gladiator with 37s on it and a 2.5-inch lift and the fuel mileage, you know, the way it drives and everything else. So we're going to make that video for you. So stay tuned for that one. Other than that, I really appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.
Dream big, 'cause boy, you're gonna make it. Stand tall, there's a higher road you're taking. Let go of everything that you know.